بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا من طيبات ما كسبتم ولا تيمموا الخبيث منه تنفقون ولستم بآخذيه إلا أن تغمضوا فيه واعلموا أن الله غني حميد. Dear brothers and sisters, we have been listening to that Quranic passage which has dealt with the donation in the cause of God, meaning to say that Islam has not come only for special principles which would only include the 5 pillars, namely the prayer, namely the performance of the pilgrimage. But it goes far beyond that. It has dealt with different institutions which the society is in dire need of it. One of which is how can we put those destitute ones, those poor ones, those who are living from hand to mouth, those who are dying out of starvation, how can we put them out of misery? This is a very important institution which we need to understand it very closely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as of course according to the verses which was recited by the brother, is starting from that Quranic verse which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى كالذي ينفق ما له رئاء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله إلى آخر الآية. If you just have a glance at those Quranic verses, how they were mentioned by God, you understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not simply mentioned so that it could be recited in the prayer. He has not just mentioned that it could be recited on those who are sick. He has not just mentioned that for any other reason. The reason why those Quranic verses have been mentioned, the reason why we have been all listening to those Quranic verses, the reason why the Prophet ﷺ has reiterated and repeated over and over, the reason why we have all the things in the actions the Prophet ﷺ is so saying is that we become such a society who's adherent to those principles which were guided, which were told to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Had not there been that kind of generosity on the part of those who are real people in our own society, there would have been thousands, let me say millions and more than that, who would die of starvation. Had not been that kind of incitation which we find in the Holy Quran, then we wouldn't have been able to help one another. That's the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do something for the favor, for our own service, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pay us back. An example, من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له أضعافا كثيرة والله يقبض ويبسط وإليه ترجعون. Who are those who are ready to lend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply in manifolds. Imagine when somebody says to you, businessman, if you just pay me 1 krona, then within 2 months' time or 3 months' time, you're going to get more than 1,000 kronas. If you just pay me $10, then you're going to get within 10 months, you're going to get $10,000. Of course, none of us would just hold himself behind or sit back like this. But we would have done something. We would have got up, we would have paid, we would have tried to, withdraw the amount of money that we have in the banks. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do something for you. And a man came to him and asked him, what was the reason why you have deserved to go into the paradise directly? And he said, the only thing I remember was that I one day given a piece of a slice of bread to a needy person. This is the only thing I did. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends to him a man in which he sees in his own dream saying that you're going to go directly to the paradise without anything that will interrupt you. And this is something nice. We have also got other examples in which the Prophet ﷺ says, and this is a quite clear-cut example, in which it says, سَبْعَةٌ يُظِلُّهُمُ اللَّهُ يَوْمَ لَا ظِلَّ إِلَّا ظِلُّهُ ومن ذلك رجل تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه أو كما قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. Those who will be shadowed with the shade of God in a day when it's going to be the hottest day in the world, the hottest day ever which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. One of them is going to be a man who has paid for the sake of God, but he has hidden everything and does not show anything. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, now is it time for you to be given this. It's time for you to be shaded. It's time for you to deserve to stand in the shadow of God, because you have paid one day a penny which some people were in need of. You have paid one day 1 krona what some people were in need of. This is an institution which you need to understand this. Had not been the efforts of some of our Muslims, we haven't been able to build these Islamic centers we have now in Europe. Had not been the efforts of some of us, wouldn't have been able to disseminate the Islamic message across the world. All those things which we can now see had only been done after Allah's own help by the effort of some of our own generous people, magnanimous people. This is an institution we didn't understand. Without it, we can't do anything. The problem with the Muslim is that we need to hold back every penny that we have, every krona that we have in the pocket, and none of us is ready to, willingly pay whatever he has. And we want to have a big Islamic mosque. We want to have a big Islamic project. We want to disseminate and convey the message of God to the people of the world. But whatever that we have in our own pockets, we don't want it. So that they have already said in the English proverb, you cannot squeeze blood out of a stone. Meaning to say that he's tightly fisted. His fists are very tight so that you cannot even try to squeeze anything from it. The same as that is stone. This is a thing which we need to understand it very clearly. And this institution is an institution which has been laid down in our own Quranic verses, had been laid down in the prophetic traditions, had been prayed by the Prophet ﷺ. All that we need is just pass it to the world. That's it. And this we need to understand it. Bi-idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala.